Hi and welcome by the next video of Time with me. And in this video I'm gonna go a little bit further than we went last video with the CSS mix colors, because you can do crazy stuff with it with dark and light theme, and I want to go dive a little bit deeper into that topic today. So what's the problem mainly? Well, typically the problem is that manual dark mode overrides are not a great thing. The downside is there are too many tokens, inconsistent color balance, and a little bit of a tease of the solution. Color Mix helps you create relative dark mode colors from a base palette, which is great, right? So what? We've all been there. You switch to dark mode and half your colors look weird. In this video, we'll fix that with smarter color logic built right into CSS. So if we're gonna look into the example that we have right here, and it's a little bit of a bounce back to last week. We have two brand colors, a brand and an accent, and we can do 50% mix, the color space comparison, right? And then we have the color mix in sRGB, where we have a variable of brand, which is our variable right here, and then we have our variable accent, and here we are going to mix them 50 in sRGB, then we mix them in lab, and then we mix them in LCH, right? And you see the difference right here. Same inputs, different color spaces produce different perceptual blends, right? And then moving towards white, black, useful for light and dark variants. And derive light and dark variants from your base color without creating new hex tokens. And you can mix them in here with putting a 80% and here white 20%, and same thing here with black 20%. Mixing towards white black using LCH usually preserves you better, great for generating UI friendly light dark versions from a single token. And this is a little bit of a snippet how to use it in theme. We can derive UI tokens from a single base color, right? Then for example here, when we have add media prefers color scheme dark, we can go and use the root dark brand dark variant right here for the brand colors, and then we use it background frame brand, and then here background brand light, right? So now when I go to a little bit of an example right here, we will see that here we have great coverage. Here we have the root, here we have data theme dark, and here we put things in for the dark theme and this for the light theme, right? And then we apply them with the variables right here, and we have some kind of a toggle, right, where we say dark to light. So I'm gonna go back here into my example, I do the toggle, and here you see perfectly that it blends through. Now I created an example as well to do some smart theming, right? And how do we do this? Well, here we have a surface, we have a text, and we have a button hover, right? And here we do black 85%, text white 90%, near white 20%. And of course in the light mode we do just the opposite, right? This can make a really nice and cool thing. And here we see a background color in LCH, variable surface, white 10%. So we create some kind of a card right here. We have a button hover, and a toggle, and here we can then change our theming. if we go here and we do smart, and we do here toggle, you see here nice usage of the color mix with dark and light mode. Right, so if we now dive a little bit deeper into it, we can create colors with low contrast, and we can create with good contrast. Where we have the brand color 80% white, and because of the fact that our brand color is already very white, put extra white on top of it. That's strange. And the same thing happens here with the dark version, right? So we have then here something like low good perception, and here you see low contrast, good contrast, and smart contrast. Another thing that I want to show you, and it's something new, is like color contrast that we can put in. It sets the color of an element's text, and we have here our brand color. Then we say versus white and black, and so it's going to choose which is better readable. So we can choose the right color to put it on our brand color as a background color. And that's nice because then you let the browser choose which kind of color it's going to take according to the color contrast algorithm. So now here you see the example, right? Low contrast, it's very hard to read. Here we have good contrast because our background color is good by the good contrast towards the white. And here we have smart contrast, and actually this one I like the most. This one is actually the best one of the three, I think. Please, if you think the same way, leave a comment about it. And yeah, tell me what you think is the best one here in this example, right? If we go over here, you see to get something like that. If we do here accessibility dark mode, then again I think this one is very nice, and it's strange actually because this one is a very bad contrast. So if I go back here, that's good. This one should actually be black, or the text should be changed. I don't know why, but here also the text stays the same. But that's actually because of the fact that we have here background for low contrast and background for good contrast, but that's just the background, nothing to do with the text. So if you want to have then a certain text on top of that, we can use the color contrast, right? So that's actually proving a little bit my point for the last part of this video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it. I know it's a while to watch, right? This video. I had a lot to cover, and take into account that the color contrast is still a little bit experimental, I would say. So and that's true because here you see limited availability, right? So still a lot of browsers are working on it. This feature is not baseline because it does not work in some of the most widely used browsers. So again, I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel for more goodness on this stuff, and keep in mind the reason why I a little bit more go to CSS is because I'm now also more into web design in my day-to-day job. So it's for me very easy to look into these kind of stuff and to learn a little bit about it. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.